How about you, Michael? What word did you look at to substitute for government?
Your attitude, things you do.
Your anger? Okay. Your impulses? It's a little bit different than attitude, though, isn't it? I got my master's because after a very long hiatus of being in school, the time was right for me to do that. I'm getting close to retirement, and I decided that I needed to put my money where my mouth was. I've said for a long time that alternative education is the wave of the future, and it's what I have principally done professionally all of my life. And so I wanted to see if I could make a difference in that field. I have been teaching for about 20 years. I went back to school as a non-traditional student for my BA, and I can't remember when I didn't want to be a teacher. So in between my fourth and fifth child, I decided to return to school, and I went back and finished up my undergraduate degree as a non-trad. And it was a long time before I decided that I wanted my master's, because I don't want to leave the classroom. I love being a teacher. Who can tell me what I told you Act 3 was called? Okay, what's another word for an ending?
Conclusion.
Conclusion. Okay. So you can call this resolution too. You can call it lots of names. But what is it resolving, Scott? What are we resolving? They also have a reading specialist program, and I'm going to be able to combine that into my master's and my certification so that I can acquire both of those endorsements at the same time. And Wesleyan, with its cadre program and certification, can be accomplished in one summer. So that was a really good centerpiece for my master's. I'm going to complement it with a reading endorsement so I can continue with the tutoring that I do in reading. And the cadre program, I think there's some real advantage in going through an educational program with a cadre. Boy, those young teachers kept me on my toes. I mean, they were the cream of the cream. I'm the matron of the group, obviously, but that was a wonderful perspective for me to have young teachers working with me as well. So we were hearing from people that were currently experiencing the issues that are so relevant in education today, and that made the learning more interesting, I think, than it might have been in the past. It was a really excellent group to be working with, and I was very much surprised by that and a little intimidated, I have to tell you, but they were wonderful, and it presented me with another perspective, as I hope I presented them with one. It was a great program. It was a cold and dark and stormy night when Isabella met her. The setting, you bet. Okay, you've seen it, Scott. Can you kind of tell us what the 5 basic parts are on this? Conflicts, they're problems, right? You've already read the climax of this story, right? The conclusion's going to take quite a while too, because all of these things are looking towards resolution, right? One of the things I did notice, though, about an adult student and about myself as well is your fear of failure increases when you get older. And so because it was my money and because it was my time, I'm very hard on myself and wanted to make sure that I did very well. I didn't want to fail. But surprisingly, I found, as Twyla Miranda will say, all grad students are obsessive. so I was with kind. But once you step foot on the campus, you feel like you're in a very safe and warm environment. I've found every person on staff that I have been associated with to be welcoming and helpful. I have found that the teachers, because of the class size and I think because it's a parochial institution, are very focused on individual development and on helping people surmount any problems, whether they're an undergraduate or a graduate student. I've recommended the program to several people, even those that are out of state, since I finished up this summer with the cadre program and with the certification classes. He all goes woven his web, done his dirty deed, convinced Cassio of what? Of Desdemona's infidelity, right? With Cassio. I'm in my 50s, and so I'm not looking at more than 20 years of continued employment. But just like Margaret Mead, I think I can make a difference even at this age. It's wonderful. It's been great. I haven't noticed the additional work even, just because it's wonderful to go to class. I'm currently taking a philosophy course with Dr. Miranda, and it's just something I can hardly wait to get to on Tuesday evenings, because the dialogue is adult, the opinions are mature and well thought out, and it's just a great opportunity for me to learn. And then because I'm currently teaching, I can share that learning almost immediately with my students, so it has an almost immediate impact on what I do in my daily life. Got it? Okay.